Tonight, the major winter storm slamming the Northeast. Also, the new video, the deadly jet crash right onto a highway, survivors running. And the plane near Buffalo, the emergency landing when the door came off. First tonight, the heavy snow and flooding in the Northeast. More than a foot of snow in some areas. Cars and trucks off highways, and ambulance transporting a patient narrowly avoiding colliding with another car across I-95 near Boston. Brutal cold now on the way, and the ice concerns for tomorrow morning's commute. Ginger Zee and Rob Marciano both here tonight. Also this evening, the other weather concern, those homes in California teetering tonight on the edge of a cliff. A landslide carving out what was once their backyards. Why the families are being allowed to stay. More rain is coming. Tonight, President Biden calling Donald Trump un-American after Trump said he would encourage Russia to attack one of our NATO allies if they didn't up their defense spending. And tonight on Capitol Hill, the Republican-led House set to block aid to Ukraine. They say it's because of the border, and yet they turned down the bipartisan border deal last week. So Mary Bruce cuts through it all tonight. The newly obtained video tonight showing that deadly jet plane crash on a highway, the plane hitting a vehicle, exploding into flames. Those who survived this seen running from the wreckage. Also news on that small plane near Buffalo, the emergency landing when a door on the plane came right off. The big election today, the disgraced former member of Congress, George Santos, and the race tonight to fill his seat. Will it be the Democrat or the Republican? What we're seeing. Overseas tonight, the Israeli military releasing this new surveillance video saying it shows a top Hamas leader escaping with his family through a tunnel. What Israel is vowing to do tonight. You'll remember we took you inside Notre Dame in Paris after that awful fire. Tonight, all these years later, the big reveal. Back here in the U.S., what's been discovered at the bottom of Lake Superior. And America Strong tonight, the bald eagles right here in the U.S. being watched on the internet all over the world. Everyone cheering for a growing family.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Tuesday night. And we begin tonight with this major storm slamming the Northeast, barreling right up the East Coast and hitting New York City and beyond. Parts of New Jersey, Connecticut hit with several inches. In some places tonight, more than a foot of snow. The radar images showing the storm on the move beginning overnight right into the morning, the rain turning to snow that then piled up quickly, sweeping up the East Coast right to the mid-Atlantic, the Northeast, right into New England. Heavy snow falling in New York's Hudson Valley, a pair of trucks equipped with double plows right there, trying to stay ahead of it on Route 59. A local state of emergency in Westchester County, north of New York City. Multiple accidents. You can see cars pulled off to the side of the road. Whiteout conditions in East Providence, Rhode Island. Washington Bridge there, obscured by the snow. In Peabody, Massachusetts, an ambulance driver on I-95 taking a patient to Mass General in Boston, quickly swerving out of the way of a rollover accident heading right in their direction. Tonight, with temperatures plunging now, the concern, the snow now turns to ice and a potentially dangerous commute again tomorrow morning. Ginger Zee times it out. Rob Marciano with the snow totals tonight. He's right in the middle of it all from Hartford, Connecticut tonight.
Tonight, whiteout conditions from the biggest snowstorm to hit parts of the Northeast in years. The fast-moving system dumping more snow in a few hours than some areas have gotten all season.
Easily a foot of snow here in Connecticut's capital in less than 8 hours. Just a super aggressive storm.
Trouble starting before dawn near Harrisburg. This driver getting a push from a police officer.
Well, I was on my way to work, but I got stuck in the snow twice. They just had a guy had to pull me to the gas station.
This SUV nearly causing an accident in Warminster, Pennsylvania, just outside Philadelphia. The conditions even making this plow truck driver fishtail. In Newberry Township, a snowmobiler was killed after he hit a down power line. Accidents and stranded cars littering roadways north of New York City. Westchester County officials declaring a local state of emergency. And Canadian long-haul trucker Sebastien Vanier, no stranger to snowstorms, waiting it out there.
So you're going to sit tight until the storm passes?
Yep. So probably I'm going to go make my delivery tomorrow morning when they open at 8 o'clock.
The snow, like concrete, giving plow truck drivers in New York's Hudson Valley fits.
Heavy. Very heavy.
In Mercer County, New Jersey, it was a bad day to be on a bike or to be making deliveries.
Slippery. You know, we can't even pull our hand jacks in the snow because there's so much snow and it's icy.
New York City schools putting some 900,000 kids on remote learning, the most since the pandemic. But there were major technical issues throughout the day. Gina Cerrito had trouble getting her sons logged in this morning.
If you weren't logged into your account by the time that they started having problems, you couldn't get in.
And icy conditions near Boston sending this car rolling over the median on I-95, nearly crashing into the ambulance that was recording this video, a passenger inside. The storm knocking out power to tens of thousands across the Northeast, and more than 3,000 flights canceled or delayed at crucial Northeast airports.
Dramatic at times, certainly a busy day for road crews. They've done a pretty good job clearing this heavy, wet snow, but it remains in some spots, and temperatures are dropping tonight, so those areas will freeze over. It will be a slick go for folks going back to school and to work tomorrow morning. David?
No question about that. Our thanks to you, Rob. Our thanks to Ginger as well. Also with us tonight, she's going to time this out with this cold now moving in. Hi, Ginger.
Concrete snow, and hi, David, was a great description of what this stuff was like, because as it compresses tonight, some of it even melted with that high angle, late February sun. Well, that is going to refreeze. We've got temperatures plummeting into the 20s in parts of Pennsylvania, into the teens. Now, that's not going to stick around for long, so once you get past the icy spots tomorrow, we will see temperatures rise back to average, highs in the low 40s in New York City, close to 39 in Boston by the end of this week. And just to let you know, 3.2 inches officially at Central Park was not only our biggest snowstorm in more than 2 years since January of 2022, but brought us to 5.5 inches for the season. We're still more than a foot, David, short of where we should be to date.
Yeah, that is incredible. But heed the call there from Ginger and Rob tonight. Don't be fooled. It'll be dangerous tomorrow morning with all this ice. Ginger, thank you. The other weather concern we're tracking tonight, those homes teetering on the edge of a cliff in California after a landslide tore the hillside away. Their backyards now gone tonight with more rain on the way. ABC's Matt Rivers on the scene south of Los Angeles tonight.
Tonight, dramatic images showing homes on the edge, seemingly on the verge of falling into the ocean just south of Los Angeles. A recent landslide sending debris plunging at least 150 feet below, ripping away this home's backyard, leaving the patio poking out just feet away from the cliff. That lighter area there where the collapse happened, you can see just how much damage was done. This could have been so much worse, but thankfully no one was injured. Officials say there is no immediate threat to the three multi-million-dollar mansions. One of the homeowners did not want to go on camera, but tells our station, KABC, his home is secure and has not been red tagged by the city.
I would be very nervous if I lived there, certainly.
This comes as much of California sits on saturated soil after several rounds of devastating torrential rain swallowed the region, triggering mudslides and landslides across the state. Just north in Santa Barbara County, more than 45 people were evacuated when cliff erosion left these balconies dangling. Adam Young, a researcher of coastal hazards, say those conditions can happen days, weeks, or even a month after the initial event.
We've had several large wave events that have washed sand off our beaches, and then you have something like this where you have a large rain event that can often trigger landslides along our coastline.
David, here in Southern California, even more rain, another round of storms forecast for later this week, which of course raises fears that something like that could happen again. David?
Matt Rivers reporting from the scene in California. Thanks, Matt. Tonight, President Biden calling Donald Trump un-American after Trump said he would actually encourage Russia to attack one of our NATO allies if they didn't up their defense spending. President Biden also furious tonight. The Republican-led House is set to block desperately needed aid for Ukraine. They say it's because of the border, and yet they turned down that bipartisan border deal last week. Here's Mary Bruce.
Tonight, President Biden imploring House Republicans to pass additional funding for the war in Ukraine, saying the U.S. has to send Russia and the world a strong message.
Supporting this bill is standing up to Putin. Opposing it is playing into Putin's hands.
He says the stakes got even higher when Donald Trump said he would actually encourage Russia to attack our NATO allies that failed to meet defense spending targets. Just the suggestion that Trump would support Russia attacking one of our allies infuriating Biden.
I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want.
Biden today firing back.
No other president in our history has ever bowed down to a Russian dictator. Well, let me say this as clearly as I can. I never will. For God's sake, it's dumb, it's shameful, it's dangerous, it's un-American.
The president saying House Republicans now face a stark choice.
House Republicans, you got to decide. Are you going to stand up for freedom? Or are you going to side with terror and tyranny? You're going to stand with Ukraine, you're going to stand with Putin. Will we stand with America or with Trump?
The $95 billion spending package, which also includes funding for Israel, has already passed the Senate with significant Republican support. But House Speaker Mike Johnson refuses to even bring it up for a vote. He says no more foreign aid without tougher border security measures. This, though, just last week, under pressure from Trump, Republicans rejected a bipartisan compromise, including the toughest border measures in decades.
Speaker Johnson, you want to fund Ukraine.
National security begins with border security. We have said that all along.
All right, so let's get right to Mary Bruce. Mary, on that last point we heard right there from the Speaker of the House, House Republicans have long said that there would be no Ukraine funding without border security. He said that right there again. But House Republicans last week turned down that bipartisan border deal by Republicans and Democrats in the Senate to beef up security. And as you reported here, was the kind of bipartisan deal we haven't seen in years in this country.
Yeah, David, look, Republicans got what they had been demanding, a bipartisan border deal, but then they rejected it. Donald Trump derailing the whole thing, eager to deny President Biden a win on immigration. And now the Republican House Speaker is back making those same demands. And instead of negotiating with Democrats tonight, House Republicans have just voted to impeach the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas for his handling of the border. It is an unprecedented but symbolic move. The charges will be rejected in the Democratic-led Senate. David.
Mary Bruce at the White House. Thanks, Mary. We turn tonight to newly obtained video of that deadly jet crash on a Florida highway. The moment the small jet slams into the highway, hitting a vehicle, exploding into flames, and those who survive this are then seen running from the fire. Victor Akendo from Florida tonight.
Tonight, chilling new dashcam video showing the moment that private jet crashed onto a busy Florida highway, slamming into a pickup truck, then erupting into a ball of flames.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What the? Oh my God.
I looked my driver's mirror and I saw the airplane low, very low. I think, oh my God, what's going on?
Alfonso Del Nadal on his way home from work and recording as the plane fell out of the sky just feet in front of his truck. The aircraft striking another SUV upon impact before 3 survivors escaped the burning plane. A witness racing to help.
Is there anybody else in there?
Yes, our pilots.
Are they alive?
We haven't, I don't know.
The Bombardier Challenger 600 taking off from Ohio, bound for Naples Airport.
We're clear to land, but we're not going to make the runway. We've lost both engines.
But plunging onto I-75 just 2 miles from the runway on Friday, both pilots killed. Tonight, Del Nadal praising their actions.
This guy trying to save the life for everyone in the last moment.
The passengers inside those 2 trucks did survive. Tonight, the NTSB is examining the flight data recorders to determine what may have caused those engines to fail. David?
Just stunning images. Victor Akendo tonight. Thank you, Victor. Now, the election held today on Long Island being watched by the nation. The disgraced former member of Congress, George Santos. This, of course, is the race to fill his seat. Will it be the Democrat or the Republican? Here's Aaron Katursky tonight.
In the middle of the snowstorm today, voters casting ballots to fill the country's most infamous congressional seat. A special election on Long Island to replace disgraced ex-Congressman George Santos could weaken Republican control of the House of Representatives.
What is important to me is that we do not have, unfortunately, another Mr. Santos.
Voters are choosing either Tom Suozzi, a Democrat who held the seat for 3 terms, or Mazi Pilip, a mother of 7 who served in the Israeli military.
Thank you!
And who's testing a Republican strategy to tie Democrats to the surge in migrants from the southern border.
Tom Suozzi created this mess. We cannot afford sending him to D.C. This is the day we're going to go out to vote to secure the borders, to support law enforcement, to improve our economy.
Suozzi says it's Pilip who's refused to support legislation to fix the border.
Her opposition to this bipartisan deal will result in the border staying open for years and years and years, and more migrants coming to New York.
The polls have just closed, David. This was such a tight race, and the weather complicated turnout. Republicans hired snowplows. Democrats offered to drive voters to the polls. David?
Aaron Katursky tonight. Aaron, thank you. Overseas tonight, the Israeli military has released new surveillance video this evening that they say shows a top Hamas leader escaping with his family through a tunnel under Gaza. And tonight, what Israel is now vowing to do. ABC's Marcus Moore from Israel tonight.
Tonight, this is Israel's most wanted man and alleged mastermind of the October 7th terror attack, seen for the first time since war erupted in Gaza. The Israeli military releasing this video claiming to show Hamas terror leader Yahya Sinwar escaping inside a tunnel in southern Gaza, along with his wife, children, and brother. Sinwar, the last one out, carrying a bag just 3 days after that Hamas assault. The IDF thought they had Sinwar surrounded in Khan Yunis in early December, but failed to find him. Tonight, vowing to capture him dead or alive. Amid fierce fighting, Israel today ordering the evacuation of Nasser Hospital, the second largest medical center in the Gaza Strip, according to Hamas health officials, ahead of a possible new ground offensive farther south. Our team on the ground in Rafah, filming the horrific aftermath of an Israeli airstrike. Abdullah Abu Adra saying his roof fell on top of his children in the bombing, asking, quote, "Where do we go? There is no safety." New before and after satellite images showing a massive tent city growing in Rafah, where nearly 1.5 million Palestinians are seeking shelter. So many living in fear, now on the move again.
David, negotiations on a hostage deal are underway in Cairo. An Egyptian official tells ABC News that talks today were positive, but still no major breakthrough. David.
All right, Marcus Moore in Tel Aviv for us. Marcus, thank you. Back in the U.S. into the economy tonight, into a disappointing new report on inflation, sending stocks tumbling. Consumer prices in January were up 3.1% from a year ago, with prices for housing and food stubbornly high. Energy prices did fall. The inflation news dimming hopes of lower interest rates in the near future. The Dow falling 524 points, the biggest one-day loss since last March. Today's down day in the market comes after weeks of new record highs. When we come back tonight, the plane near Buffalo making an emergency landing when the door came off. And nearly 5 years after that awful fire at Notre Dame, the big reveal right here tonight. Tonight, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin is out of the hospital after being treated for a bladder issue. Secretary Austin immediately resuming his duties. He did cancel a trip to Brussels set for this week. Tonight, the midair scare for a small plane flying near Buffalo, New York. The private plane losing a door just after takeoff. Authorities searching a park now trying to find it. 2 people were on board. You can actually hear the pilot reporting the emergency.
Oh, we have an emergency. We're heading back. We lost our rear door. We lost our back door.
The plane did land safely at Buffalo Niagara Airport and no one was hurt. When we come back here tonight, the big reveal in Notre Dame Cathedral, and here in the U.S., what they've discovered at the bottom of Lake Superior. To the index of other news tonight, a major milestone in Paris. It was nearly 5 years ago we took you inside Notre Dame Cathedral after that devastating fire. Tonight, work crews removing the scaffolding from the top of the cathedral. Take a look, the new spire now revealed in full view. At the top, a new golden rooster with flaming feathers symbolizing the cathedral rising from the ashes. The cathedral set to reopen next December. Back here in the U.S. tonight, in a remarkable discovery about 600 feet underwater in Lake Superior, about 35 miles off Michigan's shores. The Shipwreck Society locating the wreckage of the SS Arlington. It went down during a storm in 1940 while delivering wheat from one port in Ontario to another. The crew abandoning ship, the captain staying behind, last seen waving to his crew as that ship went down. When we come back here tonight, the bald eagles right here in the U.S. being watched by people all over the world tonight.
ABC World News Tonight with David Muir, sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for more than 150 years.
Finally tonight here, all eyes on the bald eagles right here in California. Tonight, 2 bald eagles in Southern California's San Bernardino Mountains, capturing the world's attention. So many watching them online. The soon-to-be new parents of 3 babies at the same time. Very rare for bald eagles. The nonprofit Friends of Big Bear Valley tracking them with a 24-hour solar-powered camera. Live streaming around the clock. Naming the mom and dad Jackie and Shadow. This is Jackie just today, sleeping on top of her eggs. Then sunrise, and she's awake. In the afternoon, Shadow flies in, giving Mom a break. She flies off, and it's Shadow's turn to keep the eggs warm. During California's recent storms, Jackie, the devoted mom, they say, sat on top of her eggs for a record 62 hours, protecting them, keeping them warm. The nonprofit has been watching the pair since 2018, saying they often show their affection toward one another. They have lots of personality. It's no wonder people love them, they say. Tonight, the baby watch continues. The first egg could begin hatching a little more than 2 weeks from now. we'll stay on the breaking news. We'll keep you posted. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir America's most watched newscast.